Settle down, you crazy child. You're way too gonna be a onomatopoeia upon the Colosseum. I can see him. I can hear it. I can blare it. Incoherent. Got the spirit. When you're near it. Your appearance is awfully weirdin'. So disgusting. Robitussin. Take it down like Tylenol. Get autism, like RFK said. ICE is knocking at the door. Oh no. You better hide your kids, cause they're predators. ISIS moving like ISIS. Causing all the crisis. Being divisive. No picking sides in. Fact, you're lying. Why can I not log into my Twitter? I've been in the shitter. Wait, come on. Let me in. Let me in. What would I do without Twitter? Settle down, you crazy child.
Let's just talk about the immigration thing. The way it looks is horrendous.
The way it looks is horrendous. The way it looks is horrendous, guys. The immigration thing. I'll change my title to Joe Rogan turns on Trump. Collargate. I mean, it's obviously a shot collar, but who cares? It's obviously a shot caller, and Hassan's a pathological liar, but who cares? Who really cares? No one cares. It does depend on this. Joe Rogan turns on Trump. Apparently, dipshit Joe Rogan has an issue with how Trump's brutalizing immigrants in America.
Horrific.
Who knew?
When you're just arresting people in front of their kids and just normal, regular people that have been here for 20 years, that everybody who has a heart can't get along with that.
No.
Everybody who has a heart sees that and goes, that can't be right. That can't be right. That can't be the only way to do this.
Right.
Because you have to think, look, yeah, we have to have a border. Yes, it should have been secure. Yes, they should make sure you know who everybody is before they get in.
Yeah.
But when people been here for 20 years, like, come on, man. That's crazy. Like,
yeah.
By the way, that's what Democrats said. Obama deported tons of people. Joe Biden deported tons of people. That's honestly a more progressive stance than Democrats took. But for some reason, people went with Trump on immigration because Trump was racist about immigrants, bro. He just lied about them being killers. They're going to assault all the women in America. They're violent. They're here to destroy America. They're secret plans from foreign governments. He said all the conspiracy theories, and Joe Rogan clapped along like a dumb little dipshit seal this entire time. And now, because he's seeing them beat up like regular people who are not criminals, which we knew they were going to do, now he's like, oh no, I didn't mean like that. I meant mass deportations in a non-violent way. And right now they're disbanding all the task forces that go after trafficking, to go after high scores. They post high scores of deportations on social media, and they release highlight films like it's freaking ESPN, Sports Center top 10 most racist dipshits.
Let's find a way. If they've been productive members of society for 20 years, no criminal record, they worked the entire time, they paid taxes, find them a pathway to citizenship. Find a way where you can do this thing that you want to do, which is keep terrorists and cartel members from getting across the border with drugs that kill 100,000 people a year.
By the way, most drugs are brought into America by American citizens. And by the way, also, by the way, Donald Trump was sitting right in front of Joe Rogan's dumbass. This would have been a good line of questioning when Joe Rogan had Trump in front of him, or about Epstein, or about any other topic. But Joe Rogan could not disappoint Dana White and Trump and his daddies. And Joe Rogan could not ask real questions when Trump was there.
Okay, but also have a fucking heart. Because if you don't, you're not going to get anybody on your side. If you're doing this stuff publicly, throwing women to the ground, handcuffing people, just for, existing on the wrong side of the dirt.
Yeah.
Not a criminal. Not the only crime they ever committed was coming over here as a kid.
Yeah.
They probably didn't even know what the fuck was going on.
Dude, they made it clear they hate all of them. They hate all of them. They call them illegals, aliens. They call them aliens and animals and poison to the blood of America. They made it clear they hate all of them. Trump was calling Haitian immigrants savages who were here legally. They were here legally in protective status. He called them savages who were eating dogs and lied about them. Like, I hate hearing these dumbasses change their mind now that it's not popular anymore. They got to change their mind so they can keep up with whatever's cool in their social circles. It's so pathetic.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Just, a lot of kids got snuck across when they were already born in Mexico, and they've grown up their entire life.
Like, you're like a 50 or 60-year-old man, and you're a dipshit still. Like, can you grow out of dipshit status eventually? It's crazy. Please drop a like, comment, repost. Thank you for watching. Follow. All right, guys, that's what you call a TikTok. I probably should record this too. It's stupid that I don't. I could have used that for a YouTube video as well. That's whatever. I'll do something with it. Please drop a like, guys. No one changed their mind. Learn how to spell dipshit. This right here, so Mike Johnson shat down. He shat down in front of a bunch of, he had a bunch of callers on C-SPAN. There's a few of them. This is awesome too, by the way. Holy shit. Send in the Marines. Please, dude. Send in the Marines. Oh boy. This happened today where, thank you for $5. Stephen Miller, Pee Wee German. Very true, very true. So, essentially what happened here was, a woman was driving to pick up her kid from school, I think, and outside of an elementary school, these ICE thugs, these deranged, foaming at the mouth animals, ripped her out of her car randomly. She's a DACA recipient, so she's here legally, but of course she's brown, so they had to take her down. All right, that's their motto. If they're brown, take them down, because they're pieces of shit. And it's like, let's say she was here illegally or something. Why do this, bro? Give her a letter in the mail saying you got to come to a court hearing. You don't got to send 15,000 armored goons to go beat her up. It's stupid as shit.
Wait, you guys came to the school to do this?
Do you have a warrant? They haven't asked for a warrant. My name is Jocelyn from Cicero. They don't have a warrant. They didn't ask for one. They forcefully opened the door of the truck. It was locked. It was locked.
I mentioned this in a TikTok I made, but like, this is such good composure. The composure to know what to say. No warrant. The doors were locked. They forced their way in. They did not identify themselves. They followed me around. This is what you got to do in this scenario, and this is why you record everything.
You're gonna record this. Don't get any closer from me, all right? Like, cool. Just stay back, please. You're being arrested for the
Yeah, but you guys came to the school?
Hey guys, we got a dumbass in chat. We got a brain dead moron in chat. Someone said, "Oh yes, because everyone here illegally just broadcasts exactly where they live to be sent deportation letters." How do you think they stalked her down in her car when she's picking up her kid from school? Do you eat paint or sniff it? Like, what's wrong with you, you dipshit? Holy shit, is your head's up your ass right now. You're doing loop-de-loops inside your own body.
The car. They forced us out of the car. They were following us. They were obsessed.
Whoa.
Like, how stupid do you gotta be, bro? Please drop a like, comment, and subscribe. But come on, you're like you're offending yourself right now. Holy shit, what's wrong with you? What kind of stupid are you? Call into the show, please. Explain your logic. You realize the ICE surveillance system tracks you, too. It'll track me and you. So they have many ways to track all of us. Dipshit. I don't have the chat up on screen, do I? I'm warming up. I'm not even... I'm simmering. I'm just sick of people being stupid as fuck. Oh, I didn't mean to curse. I didn't curse. I don't curse. I don't curse. I don't curse. I didn't mean to say that. God damn it. That's my one for this month. Okay, I'm sorry. if someone says in chat that something stupid like they shouldn't have come here illegally after I say they're a DACA recipient, I just have to assume they're wearing a helmet and they need a guide for them to go outside. Because if they go outside themselves, they're going to walk into oncoming traffic because they're so brain dead. I have to assume they can't wipe their own ass. I have to assume they can't breathe on their own because their brain is too stupid to manage their diaphragm. All right, I have to assume they're that dumb because I'm not responding to them anymore. I just have to assume you're an absolute dumbass. Holy shit. It's crazy. How many times can you talk about that? Jesus. High-profile Antifa leaders are coming to America. Thank God. They're going to save us. Speaking of homosexuals, Jesse Waters.
Remember the whisper that changed the world? Bush heard war. Trump heard peace. And the world's celebrating.
Oh my God, Blaze. What is this world? What is this world? What's happening, world? Did you guys see the world leaders of one of the wars Trump said he ended? They were making fun of him. I'll try to find the video really quick.
Trump decided to get in on the party too. He gave Israel a ring and said, "Your families are coming home."
Mr. President, we believe in you. We know you've done so much for us over the past, since you became a president.
God bless you, Mr. President. God bless America.
Thank you very much. You just take care of yourselves. The hostages will come back. They're all coming back on Monday.
All of them. Donald Trump spent all night in the Oval Office, putting the finishing touches on the Israeli-Palestinian peace deal.
Oh, yeah.
He walked into his quarterly cabinet meeting, and it was...
When Trump said... when they said to Trump, what do you think about habeas corpus? And he's like, habeas corpus? Who? There was a... So this happened with one of these wars Trump said he ended. These leaders were making fun of Trump. I don't want to hear that. They're making fun of Trump. So he, I forget what country he's from, but these are leaders from two countries that Trump claimed he ended a war there. And he's making fun of that situation here because he knows it's completely fake when Trump says it. And he says to Macron, like, hey, I'm mad at you for not congratulating us on the end of our war. And they're all laughing because Trump lies about everything. Trump made between Albania and I'm sorry for that. I don't know. I Albania and the other country. I'm sorry. I'm stupid. I can't say country names, but Albania and the other country. Yeah. The peace deal that was completely fake. Remember the other? Okay. So many peace deals.
All love.
I don't know if one day perhaps the entire story will be told about the events of yesterday, but suffice it to say, it's not an exaggeration that none of it would have been possible without the President of the United States being involved.
Without my big daddy.
Next week, the last remaining hostages will return to Israel and be reunited with their families.
At some point very soon, we are going to see 20 living human beings emerge from the darkness into the light for the first time in 2 years. I think it will go down as a historic moment in the history.
So I assume this will be for Trump to get an optics win, and to maybe get hostages back, and then probably Israel is going to continue carpet bombing.
Of our country, and something our country should be very proud of, that we have a president that's committed to not just peace, but to the human aspect of reuniting these families.
Yes.
The front page of the Jerusalem Post, he's bringing them home. Lives will always be more important than land.
Oh my goodness.
You can get land back, but you can't get lives back. And guess what day tomorrow is? Nobel Peace Prize Day. And Trump hasn't been thinking about it at all.
I know this, that nobody in history has...
Oh, there's a whole thing. It's in Denmark, right? Or Norway? Wait, Nobel. Where's the Nobel Committee? Is it in Denmark? I'm pretty sure. Wait, is it Denmark or Norway?
Solved 8 wars
Danish
in a period of 9 months. And I've stopped 8 wars. So that's never happened before. But they'll have to do what they do. Whatever they do is fine. I know this. I didn't do it for that. I did it because I saved a lot of lives.
Trump's not being selfish.
Norway. It's in Norway. There's a big story about Norway, and they're worried right now because if they don't give Trump a if they don't give Trump the Nobel Peace Prize, he's threatening to enact sanctions on them, massive tariffs to cripple their economy, maybe some military threats of violence towards Norway. Like Norway right now, they view, and yeah, that's why this is happening right now. Israel is helping get Trump on their side more. You saw how Trump made Israel apologize to Qatar. So like Qatar gives Trump a bunch of planes and a bunch of money, and then Trump builds properties in Qatar, and then Israel has to call Qatar to say sorry to Qatar, okay? Now Israel needs to scratch Trump's back because it's all about just getting the king on your side and giving him gifts and praise. So Israel's return is giving him this news story before the Nobel Prize award ceremony or the announcements, the recognitions. So Israel's giving him a good propaganda story here. It's a big propaganda fight between all these different countries and trying to get favors from Trump by giving him favors, right? So it's really awesome. It's really cool that all these countries can just buy out our president. It's so freaking dope.
If he can't get the Nobel, he'll settle for a one-way ticket to heaven. But that Nobel would look nice next to his multiple club championships at Mar-a-Lago. Or in the Oval, the gold matches the trim. Trump's not the only one who thinks he deserves it. Israel says, stop the count.
A grateful nation.
Yeah, of course they're going to say stop the count.
For the return of the hostages, for the peace he has brought to the region. I call on the Nobel Committee to award President Trump the Nobel Peace Prize.
The Jewish farmers like that idea, too. In the fields, they carved Nobel for Trump. Even Democrats are saying it's too big to rig.
I think the whole point of having a
John
Nobel
Fetterman,
Peace Prize is for
Democrat.
ending wars and promoting peace. And if he brings the Ukrainian war to its end, I'll be the Democrat leading the committee.
Every Democrat should be celebrating, right? Rashida Tlaib used to spend weekends banging pots and pans outside of the Capitol, screaming.
Again, remember to do your reality check of this not being normal whatsoever. Imagine if CNN or MSNBC or another channel spent hours at a time praising a Democrat as God, saying they should be a Nobel Peace Prize winner, saying, like, showing a highlight reel of people pledging allegiance to the president. It's just like there's nothing comparable in American media. That's why they get comparisons to authoritarian regimes like North Korea and the praise of Kim Jong-un and the other ones.
Free Gaza. Well, Trump just freed Gaza. And what did Tlaib say?
Trump freed
Nothing.
Gaza.
Not a tweet, not a press release, nothing.
Yeah, because it's probably going to be
Makes you wonder if she really wanted to free Gaza at all.
If Israel does not resume bombing Gaza at full force right after a hostage release and right after Trump does not win a Nobel Peace Prize, I'll be extremely surprised.
Oh, maybe she was more into the Intifada. Even the media is saying Trump pulled off the deal of the century.
Make no mistake, it looks like President Trump has actually pulled off something here that many presidents before him have failed to do.
It is a remarkable achievement, and President Trump most certainly deserves credit for his role. He has done this through diplomacy, pressure, and the sheer force of his personality and persistence.
There's no way that I can see that this would have been done without Trump's pressure in the final hours.
Biden couldn't pull this off because he had a nasty relationship with the Saudi prince. And after October 7th, didn't give Netanyahu enough room for revenge. Trump's first visit this term was to the Arab states, announcing
enough room for revenge. For all the liberals out there and leftists, mostly leftists, who said that both candidates are the same on Israel, remember that Israel was begging for Trump to win. So if you voted third party, you really helped out Israel.
Bonanza of billion-dollar deals. Then Trump joined Israel's attack on Iran, bunker busters. And then he said, all right, you two, knock it off. But still let Bibi have a free hand in Gaza. And then the prime minister miscalculated. He launched airstrikes against Hamas negotiators in Qatar. Qatar's an ally, a business partner. We have bases there. The Arab world was humiliated, and Trump was shocked.
Yeah, he made them call Qatar after. Oh, God.
He summoned Netanyahu into the Oval, handed him a phone, and made him call Qatar and apologize in front of the cameras. Some said it looked like a hostage video. Afterwards, Trump put out a 20-point peace plan and told Bibi, sign it or American support for Israel's done.
Yes, that definitely happened.
When the Israelis were still trying to nitpick parts of the deal, Trump said, stop looking for loopholes. Netanyahu countered. How do we know Hamas isn't just bluffing? Trump said, why are you being so effing negative? And he told
Why are you being
Hamas,
so negative?
sign it or I'm letting Netanyahu off the leash.
Imagine after all these months and months of Trump doing whatever Israel says. Israel doing strikes unilaterally without even consulting America. Trump finding out the day of the strikes, all right? After all this, finally, big boy Trump says, sign it, or else. And then Netanyahu says, oh no, but what about Hamas? And Trump's like, sign it. Don't be a little baby bitch. Sign it now. Again, if there's really a peace deal, awesome, great. But there's zero reason to believe that you can trust Israel or Russia or Hamas, right? I mean, I don't really trust any of these parties. So, like, I mean, if it's really a peace deal, awesome. But I don't have any reason to believe that it's going to be a real thing. So, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe. A Nobel nomination while he's attacking our citizens is a nauseating thought. Yeah, it's whatever. It is. Thank you for $5, by the way. It is really crazy. And I believe Mike Johnson today. Mike Johnson had a question. Mike Johnson sat down on C-SPAN taking calls from random people that called in. And this person brings up Trump using American cities as a training ground for the military. And Mike Johnson plays completely stupid.
You talked about President Trump's been accused of saying he wants to have a war on American citizens. I have no idea where that comes from. It's obviously a misleading talking point. What the president said is he wants to do in the big cities where we have major crime crises what we've done in D.C. They deployed National Guard troops here, and everyone is safe again. People can walk to and from. My young staffers can walk from their car to the building to work and not have their purses stolen and their cars jacked. It was a crisis in D.C., and the liberal Democrat mayor of D.C.
Any area of D.C. where this person would operate or their staffers had virtually no crime, by the way. These areas of D.C. had almost no crime. The high crime areas are not near the Capitol whatsoever. There was nothing dangerous at the Capitol. You could sleep at the Capitol. You could leave your money out at the Capitol. Nothing would happen to it. It's a tourist destination. It's government. No people who do crime or poor people or whatever live near the center of the Capitol. It's a complete lie.
Has applauded the effort and said, thank you, President.
But also, after months of Trump saying he wants to use the military on American citizens, and right now they're trying to designate all Democrats as terrorists in America, the way that Mike Johnson lies is kind of crazy.
Trump for the reinforcements is they didn't have enough people in the Metropolitan Police to handle the crime crisis.
And they defunded police as well.
Handled now. The crime has dropped like 80% in most categories, and it's a great thing. So if we can do that in other cities,
the crime can easily drop if you don't report it, bro. Just don't report it.
Do you want a crime crisis in your city or not? The president is allowing them to go in. Yeah.
The president did say in that speech to military leaders that he wanted to use cities as training grounds for the U.S. military.
Of course. National Guard troops, they drill once a month so they can be trained.
Yeah, bro. When Trump said, let's go after the radical left terrorists in America, the Antifa Democrats, let's go after them with the military and use our cities of Chicago and Portland, which has leadership I hate, and I want to liberate them from their local elected officials. When I say I want to use the military and use the cities as training grounds, I mean, I'm going to do their once-a-month training exercises. Like, how dumb do you think people are?
Put them in the cities where it's a win-win-win. I've talked to the national...
It's a win-win-win. Put them in the cities. It's a win-win-win. What kind of training exercises are they going to do in the cities? What are they doing?
In DC, they're enjoying what they're doing. They're walking around smiling. Everybody's smiling here. The sun is shining again.
Everybody's smiling. The sun is shining. Now, this is something to always keep record of. Martin Luther King Jr. talked about dramatizing the conditions of people, using media, using storytelling, using good rhetoric and everything. Like that apartment building where all these kids got zip-tied and everything. If you don't directly experience it, you need to know somebody who experienced it or see some convincing media that portrays what really happened. Because Mike Johnson and Trump can lie about all of this. Like nothing's happening in Portland right now whatsoever. But I'm pretty sure 40% of America believes it's a literal war zone. Because they tell them it is and they just believe it. So you need to be able to counteract their propaganda with counter messaging. That sucks. Okay, call the phone number if you want. Nice. Someone said, or watch the news. No. It's not that simple. The news can be selective on what they show you.
Israeli.
You cannot trust all news to be the same. Like, for example, right now, you'll see on Fox News, eyes on the prize, Trump, he's going to be the next Nobel Peace Prize winner. And then, again, the peace president, Sean Hannity, legacy media give wall-to-wall praise of Trump. Then there's Scott Besson talking about Ukraine. There's the peace president again, same graphic with Laura Ingraham, eyes on the prize. Waters talking again about Trump being the peace president. So like you have this being another story about that. Mark Levin again, historic Middle East peace deal. There's no coverage whatsoever. Trump targeting his opponents. There's no covering at all. There's Katie Porter and her viral video of her being really shitty towards somebody. Fetterman making an appeal to Nobel Peace Prize. 99% of their coverage is talking about Trump as a king or as like a godly figure in America who deserves severe praise and reverence all the time. So like this is not news. You can't really watch this and consider it to be news.
So something's off with today's Democrats. Take Katie Porter, who's running for governor of California. She's the left's latest ray of sunshine. And like the sun, looking directly at her will damage your eyes.
What do you say to the 40% of California voters who you'll need in order to win, who voted for Trump?
How would I need them in order to win, man?
Well, unless you think you're going to get 60% of, so you don't
I
think
feel like this is unnecessarily argumentative. What is your question?
Well, to those voters, okay, so you...
I don't want to keep doing this. I'm going to call it.
You're not going to do the interview with us?
Nope, not like this. I'm not. Not with 7 follow-ups to every single question you ask.
It's no surprise she freaked when she heard 40%.
Okay, I'm going to use buzzwords. Sexism, racism, homophobia, xenophobia, whatever words, okay? Because Trump is the biggest bitch in the world, okay? He ran away from a 60 Minutes interview. He runs away from every interview he doesn't like. He bitches and complains about every question that he doesn't like, okay? And they're going to bring up Katie Porter, of all people, which I agree her conduct is stupid and bad and toxic. But Trump is literally the biggest drama bitch in the world. There's no bitch bigger and bitchier than the mega bitch himself. Trump, all he does is bitch. He's a little drama fly. That's all he does. Drama, drama, drama. Wham, wham, wham. You're so unfair to me. You're so unfair. I'm gonna leave this interview. How dare you ask me that question? Right now, if someone says a question he doesn't like, he just says, all right, well, you're banned from the press room. An Australian journalist asked him a question about his crypto corruption. His extreme crypto corruption. Trump said, how dare you, to this Australian, okay? And he said, I'm gonna contact your country, and threatened foreign, he threatened policy repercussions for the country of Australia over this reporter's one question on his corruption, which was a good question on a real corruption story that Trump is doing, the most corrupt president in American history. And this guy says he's going to call Australia and get this reporter banned and his visa revoked so he can't ask Trump questions anymore. Like, there's no comparison in this shit. There's none. All right. So I'm going to use all the buzzwords. All right. Trump, it's sexism, not because Katie Porter is a woman, and that is true. That's gonna make her get more negative responses. But also, Trump is a man, and you guys are all gay for Trump, all right? And you are homo obsessed. I don't even know the word, but y'all are pathetic, for real.
Since that's her level of body fat.
Trump's also fat, by the way. I don't know if you know that.
Then there's this recently surfaced nugget.
To air pollution and other problems, and the state could lose. Get out of my shot.
I wanted to tell you that that's actually incorrect. It's not that it's electric vehicles. It's that if we don't.
I like this one here because Katie Porter realizes, holy shit, I was wrong, and I just yelled at her like an asshole, and then she needs to play it off. You're still wrong. Although I reacted in a terrible way.
You also were in my shot before that.
Like, that's how a narcissist talks in general. I mean, you find another way to yell at them. So you're wrong the first time. You realize I overreacted, like big time. They're trying to help me. So you need to still be mad at them because you can't admit your reaction was wrong. You can't admit that your emotions were angry and were completely uncalled for. So you need to say, well, actually, you were in the shot another time too. So although this time you were actually trying to help me and you interrupted me to tell me the right thing to say, I mean, you did it before, so like me being mad at you is right. And yeah, it's really gross.
Stay out of my shot.
And she sounds like a kid pounding the table.
Nice girl. Yeah. No wonder everyone who works for her ends up on a milk carton. If only she could retain staff the way she retains water. Then, wow. I know. There's left-wing.
I just gotta say it. Donald Trump is a big supporter of pedophiles. All right, guys? Let's remember that one. All right? We can't forget that. And the whole GOP right now is designed to protect the same pedophiles. All right, guys? Remember that. All right? You can call Katie Porter fat, but I'd rather be fat than a pedophile protector. All right, guys? Good job. You did good.
Streamer Hassan Piker, who's being accused.
Bro, this is crazy. This is why I don't I put a couple posts up about Hassan Piker and Katie Porter. I put a couple up, but I took them down because although I don't like either of them, the opponents to them are even more toxic, and I don't want to fuel the right-wing hate mob even more. It doesn't matter that much, but yeah, that's crazy.
Of shocking his dog on a live stream.
It's the same reason as to why America, Kaya, please just go, just stop.
I know. Let's see it one more time.
Yes. It's the same reason as to why America, Kaya, please just go, just stop.
So what did he just do to that dog? And for what? Just standing up? And that's the Democrats' new model for liberal male masculinity? A guy who treats his dog the way Hunter Biden treats his penis? I mean, I don't know if he shocks his penis, but I'm assuming. Who wouldn't? If I had the options. And what of Greta, the left's favorite vegan Swedish meatball? She posted a photo of a starving Israeli hostage, claiming it was a starving Palestinian. But I guess they all look alike when you skip school for 15 years. Or maybe it's the brain damage you get when you replace a protein-rich diet with anti-Semitism. But at least her new haircut has...
Bro, I'm sorry. I don't know what the right wing thinks. I know a lot of right-wingers. Okay, I know a lot of right-wingers, especially young right-wingers. They are not a fan of Jewish people. Okay, I've heard more anti-Semitism in the first 15 years of my life than most people here in forever, because I grew up in a red area. Like, all this stuff about everything being anti-Semitism is not going to work with younger Republicans, and that's why Charlie Kirk was going to leave the Israel movement, the pro-Israel movement. Like, whenever I'd pick up, dude, it's a terrible story. I grew up around really racist people. If whenever I'd see coins drop on the ground, I like change, so I picked it up. All right, and they called me Jewish, anti-Semitic. They called me anti-Semitic slurs. All right, when I grew up, a lot of Republicans and right-wingers, and those people are now big Trump supporters. So, like, the whole thing being hinged on anti-Semitism, there's a reason that's a big fracture in the Republican Party, because they base their politics on who they hate. And if they can't decide on, and usually they hate the same people. They could hate black people, they could hate brown people, they could hate immigrants, they could hate liberals, they could hate Antifa, whatever. But with Israel, some of them really hate Jewish people. So they can't unite on who to hate in that situation, which is why you see the biggest dividing lines on Israel and Epstein. Because Epstein is another, there's anti-Semitism tied into that story as well.
Jews and Muslims both united in recommending a veil.
Got him.
Now, she's not a Yank, but she could be the face of the Democrat Party. Female, white, unhinged. I give her credit, though. She's the only hostage in history where the kidnappers kept sending her back. The list goes on. Chuck Schumer, he's still a grim ghoul who sleeps hanging upside down.
Trump and the Republican Party are hell-bent on taking health care.
This video is good, by the way. This full video is really good. This is the only time in the past, 2 years I've seen Chuck Schumer do good media.
Away from 60
on this full
million
video.
people.
But it is 3 minutes long, which is about 50 times longer than the average Republican attention span, so I'm not sure if people are gonna watch it.
It's a disgrace. So Democrats have 3 words for this. No way.
How fake is that? The only time Chuck says no effing way is when the 8 Cialis pills he guzzled won't work.
Dope. Wow.
And Jay
Holy crap.
Pritzker and Jerry Nadler, insufferable. But at least we know what
Are
happened
they just attacking Jewish people right now?
to those fat twins on motorbikes. But at least we know what happened. Wanted to know what happened to them. And Akeem, as I call him, straight Obama, looks like he's sleepwalking through a living nightmare. Then there's Schiff, Swalwell, Booker, 3 Dems who don't have one ball among them. And Brandon, Liz, and Tim, one's a buffoon, the other's a fake, and the other is stage 4 jazz hands. So it's obvious, it's not just the message, it's the manner. I mean, compare a campus pro-Hamas rally to a Turning Point event. On one hand, you have a misshapen mob. On the other, the cast of a hotter version of Melrose Place. Didn't the Dems once have some fun people? I mean, at least Bill Clinton looked like a good time. He was an inspiration to men everywhere who...
I agree that we used to have more fun politicians, but like Republicans do not have any fun politicians. They're all crypto nepo baby, like reality TV stars, like Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, the Republican from Ohio, the new one from Pennsylvania. They're all hedge fund. Like they're here because they have money, and they lie to a bunch of stupid people to get them elected. All of politics is kind of lacking charisma right now, to be honest.
Focused on banging ugly chicks. Today's Dems are different. They can't find their footing in reality.
Look at Randy Fine for a second.
And true, the right has their oddballs, but here's the difference. They're fun. You know, Marjorie, Boebert, they at least look like they'd get drunk and shoot BBs at fat kids. And be honest. Getting locked up by Kristi Noem is a top 10 role-playing fantasy. As long as it's not at a kennel.
Okay. They had us in the first half. All right, they had us in the first half. Okay. All right, we'll take it.
Hey, fair and balanced. But the Dems, they seem so, what's the word for it? Ugly.
Fine, good joke. That was that one about Noam was the first good joke. Mike Johnson got spanked on C-SPAN today. Ugly. I just like again, this is the right-wing late-night talk show equivalent. I can't imagine like Colbert or Kimmel or whoever just calling Republicans ugly and fat the whole time. I don't know. Not that they're always funny. But.
And that's because the mind and body are intertwined, and you can't be physically appealing if your mind is drowning in hate. Look at TDS sufferers before and after Trump. Their posture, hair, faces. Kathy Griffin alone can scare stripes off a zebra.
The appearance of people, other than like.
That's the opportunity cost of Trump derangement.
Trump looks like he's
it
wearing
drains
a
all the
foreskin
energy,
on
the
his neck,
humor, and
no
joy from your life.
People just accept it.
That's why it's not a syndrome, it's an addiction. And what happens with an addict? They lose interest in everything but the drug. They stop bathing, they stop trying, the spouse leaves, the bills don't get paid, the friends disappear. In short, you're Keith Olbermann.
This is 13 minutes. Ooh, they got...
Moved from D.C. to a farm because he was looking for less manure. Co-host of Fox and Friends Weekend, Charlie Hurd.
This guy looks like great fun. He looks like...
She knows more about the old pigskin than Kermit.
What the hell, dude? I'm sorry, bro. What the heck? Bro, they all look like they're from freaking Whoville, bro. Like, what the hell's going on?
Host of Michelle Taboya podcast. If it weren't for affirmative action, he'd get no action at all.
Wow.
Sherrod Small.
Wow. Not fair. Not fair.
Like, bro, please. Come on, dude. Like,
And she may be bony, but she's never phony. New York Times bestselling author, Fox News contributor, Captain. Charlie, you're a happy guy, which is probably why you're kind of good looking. You're kind of like a thinking man's Dennis Weaver. You're happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you agree with me that happiness and looks are intertwined?
And the idea that it's not a syndrome, that it's an addiction, I think is such a great point, because that is the problem. And the problem with these people is they have been told all their lives that they have the answers. Katie Porter is convinced that she has all the answers to everybody's problems. That's why they love big government. That's why they love control, because they think they can solve all of your problems. And if you believe that, and you've been told that, you are a supremely arrogant person. And that's why these people will never, ever stop and acknowledge that they're wrong and that they need help.
Yeah.
Top-rated late night show, by the way. As Trump's arguing that he can supersede local rights and states' rights and every right in America, and he has absolute power to send in the military wherever he wants, to designate his political opponents as terrorists, and to lock up any political opponent he doesn't like, threatening to jail the mayors of like Chicago, denaturalizing Zohran Mamdani, like taking ownership stake in American companies, doing the most state control, command, communism of any president in American history. But no, bro, the authoritarians are on the left, dude. This is so boring.
They'll never get out of the addiction.
They also, when you said arrogant, she's also believes that she doesn't need to persuade anybody. That's why she didn't like the follow-up questions.
Wow.
Yeah, thank you, Sherrod. You know, Michelle, I have never met an unattractive, happy person in my life.
You're right.
That was amazing silence. The entire audience is thinking, he's full of
Oh, yes.
But then you go to a strip club, there are all these hot chicks, but they're so miserable, it really makes it hard to have a lap dance.
Not impossible.
He's gay.
Not impossible.
Not impossible.
Not impossible.
Well, if Katie Porter thinks she has all the answers, why doesn't she want any follow-up questions?
Yeah.
That is a good question there. No, it's so true. They are arrogant. They're unhappy. I don't want to paint all Democrats with the same brush, but certainly the loudest ones with the biggest platforms seem to be grumpy and unhappy and arrogant. And for her to say no to follow-up questions, she has no place in public service. Also, I think she's a little overeducated. She went to Yale. She went to Harvard. She was mentored by Elizabeth Warren, who's a fraud. And she just thinks she's entitled to walk right in and be a politician. As for the guy who shocked his dog, I believe he has citizenship in Turkey as well as America. So you know what? And he said earlier in that tape that he effing hates America. I think that he should go to Turkey.
Bro, Trump says that
we're
shit,
not
bro.
going to bend to his needs, but he needs to leave his dog here.
We got him.
Shrod.
Yeah.
Left-wing streamer faces dog shot collar claims, bro.
You saw the
my
clip
God.
of Katie Porter. You'd still hook up with her.
I was still hit. I was still hit it, but that's not the point here, Greg. I'm still smashed. 3 a.m. at the bar, I'm still smashed. Let's not be too proud in here, crowd. But it's a bad look. It's a bad look for
At
him.
least there's one honest person on the show,
She's
at
coming
least.
off real. Lord have mercy, lady. And when they said like the single mother running for governor, I was like, the dude must be like, I'm so happy I got out of there.
Yes, he did. Didn't she abuse him?
She threw hot potatoes on his head.
Yeah.
She
But you know
scalded
what?
his scalp.
In some relationships, at the beginning, you like certain things and you didn't stop
This
liking
shit is
it.
weird. I'm just trying to soak it in. I'm sorry. I'm trying to understand what people watch.
You mean, at first he liked the potatoes.
He liked the potatoes at first, and then it was like a famine. He was like, he ain't want no more.
I'm just trying to understand. I'm trying to understand what the
This crowd don't know history.
conservatives are watching.
So, Kat, what do you make of this whole Hassan
Maybe
Piker?
all.
Do you think he'd shock the dog?
So he's denying that he actually shocked the dog. I, for one, think he's lying. For two, don't think that is that relevant. He's still an asshole either way. Because what kind of reaction is that to have to your dog standing?
Right.
Yes.
Like, I have a dog. Never once has
True.
he stood
She's
up
not
and I'm like,
wrong.
oh, you kidding me?
No, she's not wrong. The dog was laying down for 4 hours, and it stood up once, and he freaked out, which is really weird.
What the? Actually, I actually would go so far as to say that I like that my dog can stand.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a good thing that my dog can stand. And also, if I ever hear my dog make a sound like that, I am standing up to then go see if he's okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I'm sorry, I agree with that. I agree. I'd be checking on the dog. I'd be saying, "Hey, buddy, what's wrong, buddy? You good? Your paw okay?" You know, I think everybody would do that. But Hassan did look like he purposely shocked it or did something because he did not look surprised whatsoever. He looked mad at that dog, okay? It doesn't matter. But having one of the top left streamers be a pathological liar is probably not good.
Yeah, he's a bad. I think this is a. You know, they say people that are cruel to animals are often serial killers.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying he's a serial killer. I'm not saying he's not a serial killer. I want America to decide, Kat.
Just doing that on a stream, like people are watching that. It's like, oh, when your dog stands, am I right? Like,
yeah, that's their that's your non-toxic
We need liberals to
masculinity for liberals. That's your non-toxic male, a guy who's mean to dogs.
But he's plus.
They all sound drunk. They all sound very drunk. They all sound very drunk. We just need really stupid liberals to say shit about Trump. Like, I don't know. It's like in the one SpongeBob. You ever see the SpongeBob where Patrick talks like a weenie? Let's see. Patrick talks like a weenie. SpongeBob. I feel like you gotta talk like this to him.
Patrick, what are you doing here? I thought the Corps would help me straighten out my life, sir. The Corps? What the... Pat, this isn't the... Oh. Well, beggars can't be choosers. Can you take hats in a dignified and sophisticated manner? You mean like a weenie? Okay. May I take your hat, sir? May I take your hat, sir? May I... All right, I've heard enough.
Bro, you just gotta talk like that sometimes. You just gotta talk in a, you know, at a level of comprehension that more people can understand. That's all I'm saying. You mean like a weenie? Please drop a like, comment, subscribe, comment. Now that Judge Janine is gone, someone has to drink all the vodka and wine she left in her office. True. Please stop shit stirring for views. Bro was telling his dog to get back on the bed because she had bad joints, bud. Wait, so if the dog has bad joints, it's not allowed to get up off the bed at all? Even 1 foot? The dog needs to lay down in a bed for 8 hours straight? It needs to? You think it needs to lay down for 8 hours straight per day? Like a 1-year-old dog? Do you realize what you just said? Do you think it might be a little dumb what you just said? Why would it be an issue for the dog to move once in a 4-hour period? To put 1 foot off the bed? It just seems a little weird, bro. I don't know. The dog couldn't get up because it has bad joints. Interesting. I mean, I did see the collar. It's a shock collar. It is a shock collar. But it's whatever. 7 months, Devin. Holy shit. Thank you, Devin. Mind blown. Yeah, guys, I'm tired tonight, so I don't know if I want to do any calls. I'll do 1 call. This guy's been calling in all night. He's been calling nonstop.
Hello.
Howdy, what's up?
Oh, hey, is this the live show?
Yeah.
Oh, I was calling to say it looked like you are turning into a little more of a conservative than I'd realized. Watching Gutfield looked like you were enjoying it.
How's that conservative? I liked his joke about Kristi Noem. It was funny.
Yeah, I mean they've got some good stuff. They attack both sides pretty I wouldn't say they do not attack conservatives, but I feel like they're just more honest. And I think that's something the left-wing media has gotten wrong for so many years, and there's just a lack of trust there. But it looks like, you're turning into a little bit of a conservative. Do you agree?
No, I would never be that much of a bitch, to be honest.
Oh, why do you think the conservatives are bitches?
Like right now, there's nothing happening in Portland, Oregon, but they think we need to send the military in. Like that's a pretty dramatic mentality, in my opinion.
No, that's something I'm glad you brought that up, because earlier you had mentioned that you were wondering why they had sent, or like, has anyone actually been on the streets in D.C. and seen how low the crime is? You had alluded, something like that. And I could not disagree more. It's like you go into any liberal city in this country, any liberal controlled city in this country, and it's just insane on the streets.
It's just not true. I can walk through Philadelphia, Chicago, D.C. with no problems at all. There's some crime for sure, but it's people that know each other mostly, people that live there. In very specific poor areas. It's not like a widespread thing. And also, red states in general are more dangerous than blue states in general. Like red states are more dangerous than blue states. So there's differences in states and cities and a bunch of nuances there.
I would say that's because you have so you're probably thinking like the deep South, right? Alabama, Georgia.
No, I'm just saying that the top ranked, the states that are lowest in life expectancy, the lowest for how long you're going to live are red states. And also the highest homicide rates and violent states are red states.
I don't know about that statistic. I mean, here's what I would say with that. And I've thought that through, right? Because that's something to think fairly about, because some of the red states do have high crime. This is where I'm sure people won't be happy I say this, but you have a lot of those red states, the deep South, where there's a lot of crime, high black population, 13% of the population.
It's the blacks. Okay, so here's the top 6 I can find: Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas, also Montana. So like blue states also have black people, by the way, and probably a lot of black people, but red states are still more dangerous on average,
Yeah, I mean, well, you have Mississippi, Georgia, those are the 2 highest black populations.
Montana? Alaska? Alaska's really high too. Montana and Alaska are super high for homicides, for gun deaths especially.
I don't know about
so
the
wait,
Montana.
are there a ton of dangerous blacks in Montana too, and Alaska?
Well, there like to go against. I'm not sure of that statistic, but there are very low blacks in both of those states. So I don't know. I'm not seeing it. Either of those states have that high of crime. In Montana, are you talking violent crime? Because I would be shocked if Montana goes anywhere on that
homicide
list.
rates.
High on the list.
Homicide rates.
And where do they place on that list?
Number 1's Mississippi, then Louisiana, then Alabama. Then we have states like Arkansas, South Carolina, Missouri. We have Alaska, North Carolina, Georgia, Indiana. Those are the highest ones. The lowest, let's see. The lowest states crime rate wise tend to skew blue. So states like Vermont, states like Washington, more blue states.
Yeah, you'll find, so the lowest crime states, I guarantee you. So like you said, Vermont, Maine is extremely low. New Hampshire, Massachusetts, very white populations, very white.
You're just picking out. So like what you're doing basically is ignoring all the white states with high violent rates or rates of violence and homicides, and you just want to blame black people basically, because you're ignoring every state I bring up as something that doesn't matter, right? Yeah.
I mean, well, you cannot deny. I mean, it just.
Okay, why do whites in America have a higher violent crime rate than black people in Europe?
Okay, say that again.
Why do American whites have a higher violent crime rate than immigrants in Europe or black people in Europe? Explain that.
I'm not familiar with that.
American whites are more dangerous than European blacks.
I mean, I find that hard to believe. I mean,
yeah, because you're racist, but I know why that's hard to believe.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know.
And people shy away from that word.
I know you're. Are you a Fuentes?
No, I've learned
Tucker Carlson.
what do they call him, like a groiper or whatever.
Tucker Carlson or who? Who do you watch?
Oh no, you're talking about Nick Fuentes. Is that who you're
Yeah.
talking about? No, I actually only recently started to hear of him.
Who do you watch?
I wouldn't. Just kind of a smattering, honestly. I'll watch liberal news as well. Just CNN, MSNBC. You kind of like you have,
okay.
right? You've got gut field up. I'll kind of watch the spread. But more conservative. I'll see Fox on a little more than usual. I'll see some Tucker. Scroll through the reels just like anyone else. You'll see.
Holy crap, Devin! Thank you for 20 gifted subs. Everyone say Devin in chat. Whoa. Wow.
Hey, something else I wanted to bring up with you when you, I don't know, you're busy with something here, but there's something else I wanted to bring up.
Mm-hmm.
I was curious your thoughts. So you had mentioned earlier that some of the most anti-Israel people or anti-Jewish people you'd met were right-wing conservatives. Is that right?
Yeah, I've never met an anti-Jewish left-winger. I don't know many like communists, so maybe there's some. I know TYT, the Young Turks, kind of hates Jewish people. But yeah, people that just like hate Jewish people because they're Jews. Yeah, definitely. I knew a lot of right-wingers growing up who believe that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I would say what I've noticed is kind of interesting about that is I've always been very pro-Israel. The majority of my life.
You're pro-Israel, but you
Recently,
hate Jewish people.
I don't hate Jewish people. There was nothing in that mix for me. I even until honestly, the last year or two. I'm sure that's a common trend, but just a little more caution about Israel, a little more the open eyes, a little more disdain for some of the things they've done. So I just thought I'd mention that because I've noticed a lot more right-wing people who are traditionally kind of blindly almost Zionists have really kind of backed off on that. And I think it's creating an interesting environment because I would consider myself, pretty far right-wing, but yeah, I've rolled back on Israel. I just didn't know what you think is going to happen with that because I've always thought a lot of left-wingers were kind of not very pro-Israel, and now you have a lot of right-wingers who are there's like a weird commonality happening between both sides, and I'm curious how you think that'll play out.
Well, right-wingers, they tend to hate minority groups more. They base their politics on groups they can paint negative stereotypes on. So like you with like black people, for example. Wait, do you think, so you're a racist. Do you think Jewish people are, what do you think about Jewish people on that basis?
I would just say real quick, I don't necessarily say, like, I just think racism, I don't think it's that bad of a thing. I don't think they should treat other races unfairly. I just think that there's a...
Do you think your race is superior?
I don't think it's superior. I think my culture is superior. Absolutely.
You're talking about race right now.
Right, but
so wait, so what's
race,
superior? What is superior to you? An Alabama white trash town or a town in the Northeast that's like a wealthy black town?
I'm not really familiar with any wealthy black towns as a whole,
just in general, because there's tons outside of Philadelphia, for example. So let's say there's one of those communities outside of Philadelphia, black, wealthy, that community versus the white trash community down south. Which one is superior?
Well, it just depends, but I think there can be a culture that is white, that is just as trashy as what people would think of the average black as. So I think, yeah, there could be
the average black.
I'll put it this way.
Nice.
I'll put it this way. In the 50s and 60s, the blacks, in my opinion, on average, are more respectable than white communities. There was a
so
lower...
you like Charlie Kirk's take on that then?
I'm actually not familiar with his take on that.
Well, he said that black people did way better before the Civil Rights Act, and when they had less freedoms, they were better off.
Well, I'm sure this will be not taken well, but I think that there is some truth to that them being basically subjected to the white culture in a sense was a great thing. And I think they did well with that. Doesn't mean that, they have a different brain or three dimples in the back of the skull.
So when there was more segregation, You realize that after that passed, there was more integration and more whites and blacks working together, right?
After integration, you're saying, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no, I think that they did. I think I don't know how to answer that necessarily, but I think that they started to do worse after once the civil rights opened up, because I think it went too far the other way. Almost that we owe reparations in a sense, and then you have was it LBJ basically saying like, I'll have those N-words voting for us for the next 100 years, basically through social programs, and those social programs decayed the society in so many ways. It
Oh, so West
perpetuated
Virginia.
feminism.
So West Virginia is a decayed society because out of every state, West Virginia relies on social programs more than any.
Yeah, absolutely. They've got and it's a mostly white state too. There's very few blacks in West Virginia.
So that's a class issue.
Yeah. I think they have a culture there that is not set up for success.
So you hate white people too? What the hell? You're racist against white people. You're racist against everybody. What the hell?
I hate everybody.
Awesome. All right. Well, you have a fantastic night.
All right. Well, you too, buddy.
I don't care. That person is like, it's like I said before about like not getting too offended by like let's say you see a guy who is going, I'm a stupid idiot, and pounding his head against the wall somewhere, and then he calls you a dumbass. Like, why would I ever listen to that person? Why would I, I'm not going to be offended by someone who needs a helmet to survive. You know what I mean? All right, guys. Thank you for watching. That's what I get for taking a call tonight, guys. That's what I get for taking a call. Thank you for all the gems and jewels and flowers and sundaes and jewels, and thank you. I saw a bunch of them today. Yeah, I see them pop up. They're very nice. I don't know how much money they're worth, but they're worth more in love. Of course. Let me check my phone. All right, we got nothing on. We got we got nothing. I'm choking. We got nothing on Cash App or Venmo or PayPal tonight. So thank you guys for donating through YouTube. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a fantastic night. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great night. Thank you for watching. Join Discord. All that kind of stuff. Yesterday was good. Was yesterday good? My clip's doing good on TikTok from yesterday. Thank you. I'm getting more angry again in my commentary, I guess. It's hard doing the same insults all the time, though. How do people do it? Because I have like a set number of insults, but like there's only a number of times I can do those. Thank you for $5, MP. MP, thank you for $5. Thank you so much. On Cash App, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And Sri for $5 on Venmo. Thank you. Thank you guys. I'm also uploading my videos to YouTube again finally. I'm hoping to do daily uploads as long as I can, as long as I'm streaming. So make sure you check those out. I'm trying to upload those. I got my thumbnail style that I want to use, I'm pretty sure. Got my thumbnails and everything. But yeah, thank you for watching. Please drop a like, comment, subscribe, join Discord. Discord. I'm very busy recently, so if you sent me any messages, I'm sorry. A guy messaged me on Facebook. His page is called God Is Not Dead, and he wanted to have a conversation, but I couldn't do it when he wanted to do it. Am I still doing DoorDash and Amazon? Yeah, I'll be doing Amazon for another probably month. Get my finances in order. For another month. I'll hopefully be moving to a different space sometime in 2026, but who knows? See how good the YouTube and stuff does. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Have a great night. I'm a weak, wait, Jola is a weak liberal loser who only knows how to repeat false narratives. Wait, I wanted to read that. Oh, you deleted the R word? Hey, don't delete that many people. Oh yeah, the word terror. Yeah, okay. Someone said, wait. Culture. If someone says like liar and stuff, you don't gotta. Someone said the cities are where violent crimes happen most often. The only reason they don't flip the state is because the rural population is greater as a whole in the state. You don't gotta delete those people. Go a little bit lighter, guys. A little bit lighter, but the other ones are good. I see all the R ape words. I see the other words. I see the tampon one. Those are good ones. The Chinese spy balloon might be a bot. That's probably fine. They're really obsessed on those. If that person is posting that many bad ones, you could just delete them. Blue cities, hello. Does algorithm respond to bad words? I don't know. Yeah, don't delete too many of them. Because we want some angry people here too. We want some angry people to drive up the algorithm. But YouTube did an update where the YouTube Shorts stream and the desktop combined together. But I don't think you could do two separate feeds, which is kind of stupid. Because you can't watch the full YouTube Short anyway. It's still gonna be a little sliver. So like, I don't get the point of this. It's kind of killing the algorithm for me, but it is what it is. Horizontal and vertical. More ways to view my content. But like, there's not two separate stream keys, so what's the point? It makes no sense. It's not helping. It's not helping anything. I don't know. All right, guys. Peace out. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Devin's the coolest. Mod God. Mod God. Mod God. Mod God. Mod God. We wouldn't be around if Dems were in office today. Yeah, because so much happened when Joe Biden was president for 4 years. So much happened. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, mods, members, all you guys.